So I went roaming and I came back with way too many books. Hello, welcome back to Read and Roam. I'm your host, Kaylin, and we are back for another book haul. As we're coming towards the end of the year, I'm trying to not buy as many books, but I think my mind got confused. And instead of stop buying books, it turned into buy more books. And I may have gotten a little carried away, so let me know in the comment section down below how many books do you think I will be hauling in today's video. And since I have a lot to cover, let's just get started. So the first book of the haul I was super stoked to find because when I was at this garage sale, I was like looking at this table of stuff and I was like, that's really weird that these people are selling a menu from this restaurant. Lo and behold, it was not a menu. It was indeed Tupelo Honey, Southern Spirits and Small Plates, a book by Elizabeth Sims. And immediately my hands went like this and I was like, this is coming home with me. I am taking it for $2, of course. Also, I love this cover. It is so soft. It is funky. The original price, $24.99, and I got it for $2. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I originally ate at Tupelo and Honey in North Carolina quite a few years ago, and then they opened one up in Iowa. So when I was in Des Moines one time, I was like, I gotta stop and eat it. Their biscuits are so good, the biscuits and jam, and it's just like a fun little brunch spot. The one recipe that I'm very excited to make in here, let me find it, but it is the mac and cheese souffle. Like, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at how good that looks. I really want to make that. And then also milk gravy on the page that the image is on. The next page we got ribs. I am very excited to cook a few things out of here. And there's also cocktails in here as well. But yes, very excited to try out some recipes in this book. Next up, I made my way over to my library's annual book sale that happens every fall. They take this big room in this library and they put out a bunch of books. There's children's books, YA, fiction, nonfiction. They also have like a hallway where they have some media, graphic novels, and other things like that. This was my first time attending and I was very impressed. I also grabbed a friend from high school and it was such a fun time book shopping with her. And I did a little YouTube short, so if you saw that short, you will see the next 5 books from that video. The first book I picked up at the sale was The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is a hardback of the first book and it now matches my other books in the series. I was a little bummed. I should have grabbed Catching Fire because my copy of Catching Fire doesn't have a dust jacket. It didn't come with one when I bought it, so I didn't lose my dust jacket. And if you flip the back over, and this person purchased the book at Borders, so rip Borders. The next book I am super excited to haul, even though I haven't read the first book in the duology, but the covers are so gorgeous, I couldn't say no. And that is The Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. Look at how beautiful this back cover is. It's gonna look so good up on the bookshelf, matching the first book in the duology. This series is about, I think, some sorority girls and something going on with them. Another book that I don't know when I will ever get to is going to be A Spark Within the Forge. This is by Sabata here. This is a prequel and this is the second book. And I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy or if there's going to be more to the series. Since it was super cheap, I could not pass it up. And the next 2 books I'm going to show starts kind of a theme for this book haul is nostalgia. And I don't know if it's because I'm turning the big 3-0 or if I am just like feeling so nostalgic lately for whatever reason, but when I saw these 2 books, I was like, you know what? I gotta buy them. I've always wanted to get them. I've always wanted to read them. And this is from like early booktube days, and that is Across the Universe and Shades of Earth, books 1 and 3 in the Across the Universe trilogy by Beth Rebbit. And this book used to have such a beautiful cover. Here's what it looks like now. And here's what it used to look like. And I think the covers got to change when the 3rd book came out, so boo, boo that man, whoever made that decision. Like, I loved the OG covers. I really enjoyed the 100 show, and I'm really into kind of like sci-fi spacey books, like Illuminae over here. So the first book in the series talks about Amy is a cryogenically frozen passenger aboard the spaceship Godspeed. She has left her boyfriend, friends, and planet behind to join her parents as a member of Project Arkship. Amy and her parents believe that they will wake on a new planet, Centaur Earth, 300 years in the future, but 50 years before Godspeed's scheduled landing. Cryo Chamber 42 is mysteriously unplugged and Amy is violently woken from her frozen slumber. Someone tried to murder her. Dun, dun, dun. I'm excited to have these on hand. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the second book in the series, so I don't know what happened to that. I got books 1 and 3. Next up, I went to another library book sale and I came away with 2 books. The first one is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, and just look at how beautiful this cover is. This is like a throwback to, once again, early booktube days. And I have the second book in the trilogy, and I forgot if this is a companion trilogy or what it was, but I just love these covers so much. They look so beautiful. This one reminds me of a sunset, and I think that's why I bought this one and didn't buy the first book in the series. I think this is another book set in space with a little bit of romance, but I love Amy Kaufman. And once again, Illuminae, one of my favorite trilogies ever. I figured, why not pick this up? Call me an idiot sandwich, because the next book, I'm surprised I didn't have a cookbook by this author in my collection, and that is Gordon Ramsay's Fast Food, more than 100 delicious, super fast and easy recipes. And yeah, I've never owned a Gordon Ramsay cookbook. I love watching Hell's Kitchen. I love like the Hotel Hell stuff. Anything Gordon Ramsay does, I love. Oh, and Next Level Chef, I love that show so much. So when I saw this chilling on the shelf at the library book sale, I was like, yep, that is going to be mine. It is coming home with me. So every time I go to the library, I always make sure to stop by the library book sale room, which has become a favorite spot for me to buy books as of recent. And I like that the money goes back into the library. And the first book that I've recently purchased, which was a perfect Halloween read, we have The Biggest Pumpkin Ever by Stephen Kroll, illustrated by Jenny Bassett, and look how adorable this was. It was only 25 cents and it was such a cute read. There was once 2 mice who fell in love with the same pumpkin. One mouse took care of it during the day, the other at night, and then it grew into the biggest pumpkin ever. Next up, I found the deal of a lifetime, books 2 and 4 in the Captain Underpants series in full color. There was the third book there, but it did have some stuff on the pages, so I decided to pass on it. But they were $1 a piece. The second book, which is Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets, and the fourth book, which is Captain Underpants and the Perilous Plot of Professor Poopy Pants. Decided to grab these because I did read the first book in the series, because one of my good friends, Dustin, was like, you haven't read Captain Underpants, like you have to. So I read that a while back ago. So I'll probably rent the third book from the library, but excited to read more of this series. And then for $2 a pop, I ended up finding Investigators. We have Take the Plunge, which is the second book in the series, and the third book in the series, Investigators Off the Hook. I enjoyed the first Investigators book, so I thought, why not give this a try? I don't know, maybe I should do like another reading vlog where I read more of the Investigators books and the Captain Underpants, maybe like a Pizza Hut reading vlog challenge 2.0 situation. I don't know. If you think that would be fun, let me know in the comment section down below. And next up, I went a little overboard. I discovered a new bookstore. I was in Madison, Wisconsin for kind of like a little bookish vacation where I just went around and visited a bunch of bookstores, and I came home with quite a few books. That I did. I went roaming and I came home with a lot of books. 9 to be exact. So where did I get these 9 books at? I went to Books for School, which is like a warehouse. Books are from 0 to like 15 on up. There are YA books. They do have middle grade books. They have picture books. They have board books. There were stuffed animals. There were diverse reads. There were multilingual reads. Like you name it, they probably had it. And so I walked away with, 9 books. And they were all super cheap. The most expensive book that I bought was $9.09 But most of the books that I bought were in the $3, $3.25 range. So if you're looking for some cheap books for some young readers, I would highly recommend heading up Books for School, located in Madison, Wisconsin. The first 3 books that I got just melted my heart when I saw them. They're little board books. We have the Going to Bed book, which is my favorite book hands down. When I was looking to see if I had anything in my keepsake box pertaining to the Pizza Hut Book It Challenge, I came across my original copy of the Going to Bed book, and so I wanted to get a brand spanking new one. I will probably hold on to this one forever too, or maybe pass it down to someone, I don't know. But for $3.25 each, like, I couldn't say no. So we have the Going to Bed book, we have Doggies, a counting and barking book, and another one of my childhood favorites, which was Mooba La La La, all by Sandra Boynton. And then I saw that they had the whole like Junie B. Jones set by Barbara Park. We have the first book in the Junie B. Jones series, which is Junie B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. Next up is a book I've never heard of, and the cover is just stunning. It is giving like fall autumnal vibes. It is called Witchlight by Jesse Zabrowski. Sometimes building your future means confronting your past. I've never heard anything about this book, never seen it, but when I saw how beautiful the cover was and also the inside illustrations, because it's a graphic novel, I was like, you know what? I gotta pick this up. I like the colors and I like the artwork. That's why I bought this one. And next up in the Dogman series, we have Dogman, Grime and Punishment by Dave Pilkey. This is the 9th book in the Dogman series. Unfortunately, this isn't a sticker, so it doesn't come off. But they had like the whole Dogman series there, and I was so tempted to buy the rest of the series, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna limit myself to one, and maybe I'll just rent the rest from the library at a later time. But I love the Dogman so much. And little Petey, they're so cute. And also, the movie was incredible. It was cute, and I loved every moment of it. And the next book we have is Investigators, Ants in Our Pants by John Patrick Green, not to be confused with the John Green, different John Greens. This is the 4th book in this series. Since I got the 2nd and 3rd book, I was like, you know what? Might as well just pick up the 4th book in this series as well. So the last 2 books that I got at Books for School are picture books. And the first one is It's Raining Tacos by Pari Grip. It's based on the hit song. The hit song? I didn't even know there was a hit song about tacos raining. I think this is absolutely fun and adorable, and I can't wait to read this and also look up the song after I'm done reading this and jam out to it. And the last book we have is Frankenstein, a Monstrous Parody by Ludwurst B. Monster. Dun, 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 dun. And if you're looking at the cover and you're like, that kind of seems familiar, yes, it is a parody off of Madeline. And once I found out it was a monstrous parody of that book, I was like, you know what? I have to buy this even more now. On the back we have, in a creepy old castle, all covered with spines, lived 12 ugly monsters in 2 crooked lines. The ugliest one was Frankenstein, which I have to disagree because this little Frankenstein looks so adorable. But yeah, I can't wait to read this. And next up, I got another bag of books because I went to the Book Deal, also located in Madison, and I got some deals as well. This store was super unique because they had all these different rooms. So like one room would be sci-fi, one room would have like romance, one room had kids, another room had YA, and like in their basement they had like collectible books. They had a first edition of Fourth Wing that was going for like $200. Man, so it was 2 levels of a bunch of books. And this is what I came home with. I was so excited to find book 2 in the Aurora cycle. We have Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Once again, out here raving, I loved Illuminae and this whole trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Fantastic. The audiobook, chef's kiss. And I do have Aurora Rising, and then most recently, earlier this year, acquired Aurora's End because I saw it in hardback and it was cheap enough at the Books A Million in the clearance section that I was like, you know what, I'll buy it. And I was like, if I ever run into the second book, hopefully in hardback, which I did, I'll buy it. And so I got this book for $6.99. And yeah, now my whole trilogy is complete and it's gonna look awesome up here all together. Look at that. Look at how good that looks now on my shelf. Bright and burning. And then while I was in the YA room, I was like tempting myself because I was like, oh my goodness, this is a series that I haven't read since the 7th grade with one of my longtime friends. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send a picture to her. So I took a picture. I'm automatically gonna buy these 2 books in the series because they had the first, second, and then Spiritbound and Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead, the 5th and 6th, I think, yep, the 5th and 6th books in the Vampire Academy series. I remember the series being really good. I really loved and enjoyed Frostbite, and then I never continued on. I borrowed Shadowkissed from my friend, and then I never finished the 3rd book. Don't even know what happened in the 3rd book. I don't even know what happens in this series. It was just a bunch of vampires, and it was during like Twilight when that was all the rave. So this was like the next vampire series that I really got into for a whole 2 books. And I'm gonna finish this series. I'm feeling nostalgic. I gotta finish these. Hopefully they're as good as I remember them. And next up, this is like a PSA, and don't be a fool like me, is when you automatically buy your books, catalog them into the Libib app because it will save you some time and embarrassment, because I had already cataloged the books from Books for School, and I didn't scan in these Vampire Academy books after I got done with the book deal. And then I was like, you know what? I should make my way on over to Half Price Books to see if I can complete the rest of the series, because I feel like the Vampire Academy is always there. So they gotta have like the rest of the series there, right? Right. But here's the mistake I made. I didn't catalog those books. I walked into Half Price Books. I was looking at the Vampire Academy section. There is like a whole row of the books. And then I was like, oh man, I forgot what books I just bought. And then I Googled real quick the series order, and I'm like, this did not help me at all because I still don't know what books I have. So I had to walk out of the store, like briskly walk out of the store, open my trunk, scan my books into the Libib app, and then walk back into the store and be like, okay, I have books 5 and 6, and now I will be purchasing book 4 in this series. So we have Blood Promise. So I got this at Half Price Books. Don't be a fool. Catalog your books so you're not buying duplicates and you know what you have in your collections. Just a little PSA. But yeah, so I got the 4th book in the series. Unfortunately, they didn't have the 3rd book. So the last book of this book haul is Shadowkissed, the 3rd book in the Vampire Academy series, also by Rochelle Mead. And I hate these covers. Like, what are we doing? I don't care if these covers are cheesy, like cliche. I don't care what they are. I love these so much, and these ones just look gross. And this isn't even the colors that was associated with the 3rd book cover. And here's what the 3rd book cover used to look like. It was like this purplish pink color. It was so beautiful. Now we get this, and it's green. So, yeah, got this. Now I am officially committed to reading the rest of the series. When I get to that, I do not know. I wanted to reread Twilight this fall, didn't ever finish that. So maybe 2026 will be the year of the vampire. Maybe I'll finish this series, reread Twilight. We shall see. But yeah, so I bought the 3rd book in the series, and that's the last book of today's haul. Did you guess 27 books as the amount of books that I was hauling today? Because if so, you are a winner chicken dinner, because that was the amount of books that I bought. Oops, I went outside my house, I roamed around and came home with so many more books, totally on accident. But there were so many good deals I just couldn't pass up. But anyways, let me know in the comment section down below, what are some books that you have recently hauled, or is there a book that I should get to first with all the books that I've hauled today? Let me know in the comment section down below. And anyways, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next time for a new bookish video.